Good morning. Today is Official Declaration 1, the first 5 paragraphs, which when I was reading it last night, I'm like, the official declaration is only 5 paragraphs. So what I had done was I had split it up, and then this is 5, and then this is 5. This is excerpts from 3 addresses by President Wilford Woodruff regarding the manifesto. So not just the manifesto, but the other stuff included here is what I broke up for the next 2, today and the next 2 days. Anyways, official declaration. Through the years, the First Presidency and Quorum of the 12 had issued official declarations, documents, for governing the church or making announcements to the world. Generally, documents issued for governing the church are called official declarations, whereas documents directed to the world are called proclamations. 2 official declarations are included in the canonized scriptures of the church. These declarations bear directly on key doctrines of the church. A doctrine that caused great controversy between church members and other United States citizens was that of plural marriage. In 1850, Utah became a United States territory, which allowed Congress to regulate its territorial activities. Consequently, Congress passed several laws against polygamy, each successive law becoming more restrictive and exerting more control over the church's property and assets. Constant persecution of the church resulted from the doctrine and practice of plural marriage. The Edmunds-Tucker Act eventually disincorporated the church, and all its property other than buildings used for religious worship was impounded by the federal government. Latter-day Saint men practicing plural marriage were fined and imprisoned. Previous to issuing the manifesto, President Woodruff wrote in his journal, "After praying to the Lord and feeling inspired, I have issued the following proclamation, which is sustained by my counselors and the 12. So then on September 24th, 1890, President Woodruff issued the manifesto declaring the church would stop practicing plural marriage. In addition, President Woodruff said about the manifesto, "I went before the Lord, and I wrote what the Lord told me to write. I laid it before my brethren, such strong men as Brother George Q. Cannon, Brother Joseph F. Smith, and the 12 apostles. I might as well undertake to turn an army with banners out of its course as to turn them out of a course that they considered to be right. These men agreed with me, and 10,000 Latter-day Saints also agreed with me. Why? Because they were moved upon by the Spirit of God and by the revelations of Jesus Christ to do it." So that's just the historical background. And the first 5 paragraphs of the manifesto is just him saying, listen, this is against the law. And one of our articles of faith is that we obey the laws of the land. Thus, no more peeps, all right? We're not going to lose everything for this one tiny thing. It's interesting. I'm reading in my Nelson book. Anyways, last night, one of the chapters I read was the account from Wendy Nelson and President Nelson as to when President Monson died and when President Nelson became the prophet of the church, the president of the church. And she said that they had been married for 12 years before he was called as prophet. And she would say that in the nighttime he would wake up and he'd write down inspiring things or like projects he was supposed to work on. He would have nighttime revelations. But once he became the prophet, those things happened like magnified, she said. They don't go into detail in the book because obviously they're sacred experiences, but she does tell of a time when she woke up in the middle of the night and had this feeling that she needed to leave the room. And so she woke up and she left the room, and then President Nelson came out of the bedroom 2 hours later and said, Wendy, you are not going to believe what just happened over the past 2 hours. He didn't tell her what had happened, but all he said was that the Lord was instructing me on the course I need to take for a certain assignment project type thing. And like, I don't know. You don't really think about how prophets receive revelation, or how, I don't know. I just found it very fascinating that Joseph Smith, it says he received revelation in this way, and President Nelson is receiving it in this kind of similar way. He's being instructed by the Lord for 2 hours. Can you imagine what was happening during that time? I can't even, I don't know. It's very interesting, but, what am I trying to say? Oh, the way that President Woodruff said that he was instructed of the Lord. I have a firm testimony of prophets and them receiving current revelation for current issues in this day and age. So, anyways, that is official declaration, the first 5 paragraphs. Now, it's talking about stopping polygamy, and some people have a real big issue with polygamy. On the date I was on, he's like, I'd like to ask members, what would you think if polygamy came back? And I'm all like, sign me up, dude. Sign me up. Which one? Prophet or apostle? Sure, I'll take it. Like, they think that polygamy is all about a sexual relation. If polygamy came back and they were like, you know what, Haley, maybe you should think about joining this man's family. Yeah, I would. Doesn't mean it'd be a sexual relation. It just means I'd have a husband. I'd be a part of a family. It's like, it's not about sex, people. But anyways, I digress. I love you all. I'll talk to you later.